innocence of God, holy light of all creation. Accept in this moment the perfection, the beauty, the holiness that is resting within. And in this moment, finding the willingness of the heart to surrender all identity of the doer that has maybe ran this day, the knower, the doer, the planner, the achiever. All of these elements that have said, I am in charge, I must know. Letting it all go, surrendering it all into the hands of love, and coming into presence, the present moment. And touch for a moment that if there was an achiever, a doer, a knower, that achiever, that doer, that knower was living in the past, gleaning from the past, trying to figure out the past, battling with the past, fearful of the past. But here, in this present moment, in the holiness of this moment, present, is all love, all holiness, all creation, all light. And here, in this present moment, is the resting. Present and resting at the same time. These are not opposites. This is the holy union of love. Being present in this moment, aware of this moment, not drifting away, not wanting any kind of escape, willing to be here. Bringing full attention and intention to this moment. And surrendering to the holy union of love. Right here, right now. In this moment, the willingness to extend your heart to all of humanity, where you may have thought someone was separate, a different identity, the names you use today, the descriptions you use today, whatever differences you saw today, what you thought you knew about anyone, what you decided was different about anyone or anything today, letting it all go in this moment. Coming home to love, resting in the heart, and inviting all of humanity into the heart. Resting and breathing. Breathing in this moment, fully and deeply. And just for a moment, recognizing there's nothing else to do but breathe. Breathing deeply and fully into every cell, inviting every cell to awaken in the remembrance of love. Bringing every molecule into the awareness of this present moment. Focusing all attention on love, harmony, and peace and joy. Letting go of all thoughts of a separate body, all knowing. All opinions. Surrendering everything into the hands of God in this moment and finding the prayer of the heart. Let me recognize and be here in this moment. Let me awaken to this moment and live completely for this moment and in this moment and as this moment. Breathing deeply into the throat, inviting the throat to open, available to receive, to join in holy union. And surrendering the shoulders, arms, and hands into the truth of God. Breathing into the spine, surrendering the spine and the back into the hands of God. Breathing into the heart in this moment and inviting the heart to come forward, open and available. Nothing held back, nothing defended. And imagine that there is a magnet in front of the heart, pulling the heart forward and open. Nothing to defend. Present in this moment. Alert to the heart, focused on the heart. Breathing into the heart. And imagining and recognizing that the rays of love are pouring from the heart into all creation. Available for love, available to love, present. And breathing into the belly, surrendering all the organs into the hands of God. Surrendering the hips and thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and feet, all surrendered into love, into God. Breathing deeply and fully, wanting to be present, wanting to be here in this moment. And surrendering the emotional body into the hands of God. No longer willing to have the emotional body run by the mind, run by fear, but willing for the emotional body to express harmony, peace and joy, compassion, ease, love itself. Breathing. Inviting the life force of God. Saying, yes, I surrender this body, I surrender everything into the life force of God to be used as love, for love, with love. This sanctuary is filled with love. This universe is all of love, in holy union of love, staying present in this moment in love. Here in this eternal union of love, we are one in the truth of what is, what exists, the willingness to surrender all illusions of a separate life, a separate self, a separate idea, a separate world. Everything surrendered. One heart and one breath, affirmed. Holy intention to serve love. Allow this prayer to fill your heart with the gladness that only love is real, with the joy that every thought that has been about conflict and separation is made up and is no longer wanted, no longer held. One minute to midnight and the train is pulling in. 1 minute to midnight and the sky is turning black. 1 minute to midnight and there's no turning back. I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home to stay. 1 minute to midnight and my train is pulling in. 1 minute to midnight and my new life will begin. Love calls me home, love calls me home, love calls me home for good. 1 minute to midnight and the bells begin to chime. 1 minute to midnight and they tell me that it's time to turn toward the light, turn toward the light, turn toward the light of my home. 1 minute to midnight as I bandage up my heart. 1 minute to midnight as I let the healing start. I will receive, I will receive, I will receive my welcome home. I'm going home. Can this be your declaration? Can this be your heart's song? The heart song that with every movement and with every word that is spoken and with everything that is seen to remember, I'm saying yes to love and I'm going home because I'm already home. And I'm going to remember that I am home. And that nothing that I say or do or think that is not the truth of love has any meaning or any purpose. and letting it all go, like a set of old clothing, letting it drop away and coming home into love. How can you turn toward the light? You can turn toward the light every moment that you say yes and you say no thank you to the mind's games of I know, I want to speak what I know, I want to talk about what I know, but rather the holiness of God wants to speak and use this mouth and these eyes and these ears, these hands, only to let the voice of love speak, only to let the heart speak. I'm going home by choice. I declare it, and I hold it in my heart in every moment. That is the choice. The choice to open the heart and invite love to move through and with and in and as the divine in every moment. What else is there for you in this world except to want to be the vehicle of love? Imagine your life without trying to prove anything, without trying to win anything, without trying to accomplish anything, without the great and all-powerful knower. Making its constant statements of knowing, but letting them all fall away and opening and letting the heart have its way. This prayer is a prayer that calls the crown chakra to open to the divine. It can open the awareness of love into the infinity of space, unrestricted, untethered. But how can you untether? It's the letting go of what you know and joining into love. In the infinity of space, there is a brilliance of the presence of God and all divine beings who are here showing the way to love. All divine energy, all divine elements. Hail to all divine beings in the resplendence of the light that shines here every day. We say yes to the divine masters of love and light, opening to the infinity of space. No infinito do espaço, onde brilha a presença de Deus e dos seres divinos que habitam todos os mundos seus. Verde, azul e branco, rede aguda e mãe rainha, no resplendor destas matas, Jesus Cristo, bom mestre, ensina, no infinito do espaço, onde brilha a presença de Deus e dos seres divinos que habitam todos os mundos seus. Verde, azul e branco, rede, aguda e mãe rainha, no resplendor destas matas, Jesus Cristo, bom mestre, ensina. This prayer is a call to let the divine energy of love burst through the crown chakra, to burst through, holding nothing back, surrendering everything, and letting all of the infinity of eternal space and light shine down into awareness. How is this possible that you can open to the infinity of space and to the light of creation? It's when you empty yourself of your agendas, of your knowing and strategies. It's always the choice. Do I say yes to the infinity and beauty of God that is constantly radiating in every moment? Or do I just keep on choosing a little life that's anchored in time, anchored in the belief of birth and death, anchored in fear? Why not just let it all blow out the top of your crown chakra, giving it all to God? And then in that exquisite opening and radiating into light and love itself, recognizing you're still just here, present, but everything is here. Let your heart be so awestruck by love that it forgets words. Let your heart be so awestruck by everything and everyone that you see that you can't think anymore. Let your heart be so filled and bubbling with gratitude and joy and harmony and peace that nothing makes sense anymore. All of this is held in a bubble of trust. Trusting the divine, trusting in the light, trusting in the harmony and joy and peace that is promised. And you say yes. And as the beloved Hafiz again offers the same love, the same peace, the same heart, allowing that every precious word is wrapped and carried and delivered in the beauty of love. Take in the precious gift, not with the mind, but with the heart, wanting to melt and join in the exquisite perfection of love's radiance. A prayer I sometimes say. It is the beloved who is revealed in every face and sought in every sign, gazed upon by every eye, worshipped in every object that is adored, pursued in the visible and in the unseen. Not a single one of love's creatures, not a single one, my dears, will fail to someday find the divine source in all of its primordial and glorious nature, and be forever united with the infinite, because that God is really you. Divine, divine one, look what your words have become, the restoration of truth, the regeneration of life itself. This is a calling, again, the same calling. Are you seeing the beloved in every face, and are you seeking the beloved in every sign, every moment that you're walking in the world? It's the meditation of love. Are you in a meditation during your day, looking with the heart and wanting to see the beloved? Or does the distraction of the day, the habit, the familiar, become so enticing that you forget? But the prayer is for that. The prayer is to keep coming back. Every moment, it's the prayer to come back. Where I have wandered, let me return and remember again. Sought in every sign, gazed upon by every eye, worshipped in every object that is adored, pursued in the visible and in the unseen. Worshipped in every object that is adored. Every object that is adored. Now you may think this is, oh, I really like this, and that's the adoration, the covetousness of ownership. But it isn't that at all. Every object that is adored is because the adoration is seeing the divine, wanting to see the divine in every object. Wanting, having your heart filled with that wanting, that yearning constantly. I want to see only love. I want to see only the beauty and the perfection of God in everything and in everyone, in every moment. I don't want to see anything else. Take my eyes, take my voice, take my ears, take my hands. Let them only be used for love. Not a single one of creation, not a single one, my dears, will fail to someday find the divine source of all, in all of its primordial and glorious nature. Not a single creature will not find God. And God will be right there in every element of nature. Where are you? Busy? Busy figuring things out. Whatever it is, let it go, and come back to the true purpose of remembering. Divine One, look what your words have become, the restoration of truth, the regeneration of life itself. What are your words? What are your words doing? What are your words evolving into? What do the words that you use in your everyday life, what is their purpose? Self-aggrandizement, self-proclamations, or are the words to bless? Are the words of love that are slowly given with intention, so that they truly serve? That's what all the slowing down is about. The call to slow down and see if the words that are being spoken are truly helpful, are truly in service of love. Are they really coming from the heart? Are you sure? Are you clear? Or are you willing to stop and check in and recognize what your intention is? What is it really for? What are the words for? What is the conversation for? What is the information for? What's it all for? Have you checked? Or is it just running? It will be given to you to see your beloved's worth when all you want for that beloved is peace. And what you want for him, for her, you will then receive. When you speak to a beloved, when you think of a beloved, are you offering peace in that moment? Truly. Is that the intention? Oh, the ego would say, oh yeah. But I got something to say. I got information I have to deliver here. I'll think about that later. You have no other purpose except to remember to offer love. You have no other purpose but to remember love. Time is a temporary illusion. How are you using it? Or better still, how are you surrendering it? Is it surrendered to be used by the Holy Spirit for love, for harmony, for peace? There is one thing about the seeming spiritual journey, and that is that the habits of the trance are the easy way for a while. They don't get you anywhere, and they keep bringing you back to fear and difficulty. But it takes your intention to really bring your awareness to the moment of what What are the words that are being spoken and what are they for? What is the intention? Intention is something that has to be consciously sought, because the ego hides intention in habit. It hides it in the familiar. So you really can't see the intention. Intention is bringing your attention before speaking, before offering something to another, before doing something, before thinking about something, before acting on something. It's to bring your attention to your intention. What is it for? Oh, the ego does not like this. The ego loves its habits. I have this planned, I know where I'm going, I'm doing what I want, I do what I want all day long, I've got it covered, I know how I'm doing it, I know what I want to say, and I say what I want, and that's the ego's life. To really want to express love, to really want to serve love and to be truly helpful, is to bring and really stop and focus on what is this for? What is the intention here? What's the agenda? Now the ego would like to say, oh, I can't bother with that. That's just, I have a life to live. Yeah, you have a life to live. What do you want? Always comes back to the question. Because healing is not magic. Healing is not a fantasy magic child's game that says, oh, I can't wait till I wake up. Well, are you serving that? Are you in dedication to that intention? And is every word that is spoken, every thought that is played with, every opinion, is it too much to bring your attention to your intention? We use the words waking up pretty generously sometimes. What is that really to wake up? It's kind of like somebody slapping you and saying, wake up. Well, that's what the intention and attention to your intention is about. It's about wake up in this moment, pay attention, and see what your intention is. It's coming out of the trance. It's part of the waking up. Because it doesn't happen magically. It's that dedication to truly wanting and yearning to come home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home for good. I'm coming home to stay. And stirring the heart and living in that intention. Now again, the ego hates this because there's an element of deep humility to go in and question, what is the purpose of what these words are? What is the purpose of what I'm thinking? What is being called for here? What is most helpful here? The ego does not like this. The ego wants to just be the engine and run and make its own world, all in agreement. The thing is that there is a never-ending supply of beloveds who will join you in the ego dance. The one who is called to love is called to bring intention through attention to the moment. Every beloved who has been written about in sacred teachings was the one who brought intention to other beloveds. Not through, you're doing it wrong, you should do it this way, this is the rule, these are the teachings. No. It's through the heart's soft, gentle, slow intention of being in the moment and truly wanting to serve love for the sake of love and the offering of love to every beloved, instead of following the agreements. Imagine walking into a room where every beloved is locked into the ego identity, as far as you can tell. And you choose instead to bring love and harmony and intention to that moment instead of joining in. Oh, the ego is screaming, no, I want to be popular. I want to belong. I want to feel like I'm really liked by all these egos. It's really important. And yet, the calling is, can I bring love and harmony through every word and let it be only love, not what I want to mix in with and get some satisfaction out of. That satisfaction will be very temporary, extremely temporary, if it touches at all. If you are called to love, then you are called to be the bearer of the offering. And that's not coming into a room and saying, hey, I'm the bearer of the offering. Listen to me. It's the quiet, open heart that may not have any words to say, but whose intention at the moment is to keep opening the heart and radiating love and remembering and wanting to see the beloved, wanting so much to see the beloved in everyone there, and to see the divine radiating in the space. Is that your intention? Or is the temptation of the ego identity of joining still pulling so fully? It's to examine. Because it's in the examination, not the condemnation, but the examination. There is no connection between examination and condemnation. The ego would like you to think that there is. That by examining your intention, the ego says, well, you're condemning me. No. No, this is the examination of love. This is purposeful for love. That you don't want anymore to keep running in the same circle of pain and suffering, of just doing and saying the same old things to fill space and to be liked or feel part of for a moment, instead of opening the heart and really offering love. It is the beloved who is revealed in every face, sought in every sign, gazed upon by every eye, worshipped in every object that is adored, and pursued in the visible and in the unseen. So all the while that you're with other beloveds, this is your intention. If you are wanting to remember love and truly wanting to offer love, your intention is to have revealed to you in this moment, in every face, in every object, in everything, all of the truth of the beauty of love. Will the ego scream? Yes, the ego will scream. The ego will scream, I don't like this. I like it when I'm in charge. I like it when I know everything and say everything that I know and fill the space with my knowing. When I join in and get what I believe I need in the moment from the situation. If you truly want to heal, which is remembering, it takes intention and the attention to that intention. It's a whole new life. It's a life of love. It's a life of devotion. It's a life of purpose. It's a life of intention that has one purpose: to love. When we use the word love, it can be mistaken for a lot in the world. So let's use the word peace and harmony and joy. They aren't so easily mistaken because those words aren't used so frequently in the world. Love can mean getting. Love can mean conquering and knowing and proving, and it can be distorted in that way. Harmony and peace and joy aren't so easily distorted by identification. To love. To be born again is to let the past go and look without condemnation upon the present. To be born again. To be born again is just to remember. Means being brought back into the awareness of your natural perfect state. But it's the letting go of the past. To be in the intention of offering love in the moment is to be without your past in that moment. Love is present. Love is a quiet, joyful, peaceful offering with nothing to get. That's why the past is not here. The past can't offer anything without wanting to get something. Because the past is built on the belief of scarcity. It's built on the belief that there isn't enough. But the present, which is all love, isn't looking for anything. It's full and whole and complete. So you can't be gleaning from the past, and everything that you know is coming from the past. Can you bring your intention to love, to offer love? The ego has its intention. You just aren't aware of it because it's your habit. It's who you think you are. It's what you have identified with. So it takes that conscious intention to choose to offer love. It doesn't come easily at first, just because it isn't what you're used to. But can you stop, and do you want to stop and really want to offer love? For real? Or is the temptation of the past and the identity and the payoff of getting that little bit of high of the knowing, is that a stronger temptation? The world talks about addictions, and I talk about addictions, but the outside addictions that are seen in the world are the same addiction as the addiction to knowing and to running on the past identity. It's the same addiction. It's like, I can't help myself. I can't. I have to do it this way. This is all that I know. I don't have a choice. I can't stop. And every addict has to come to the realization that they have a choice. Every addict has to come to the realization that they are not a victim of the past, and that they in every moment are being called to make a choice, to choose to offer love. And when you offer love, you're healing. When you offer love, an element of separation falls away. Every time you offer love, a little element of identity falls away, and you are healed in that offering. And that offering can only come from that intention, that divine intention, that stopping and asking, what is this for? What am I offering here? Am I offering peace? Am I offering tranquility? Am I offering harmony? Am I offering the truth of love? Am I offering ease in this moment? Words or no words, it doesn't make any difference. Actions or no actions, it doesn't make any difference. The actions follow the heart, or they follow the ego. The words follow the heart, or they follow the ego. They are either the vehicle of the ego, or they are the vehicle of love. But it's that stepping back. So in the teaching, I will step back and let love lead the way. What other possible purpose is there for that teaching except to be the vehicle of love? The stepping back is the stopping. You can't step back and keep walking in the trance at the same time. To step back is to bring your attention into consciousness. It's to wake up in the moment and ask, is this most helpful? What are these words for? What is the purpose? To the ego identity, this seems like a big drag. What a bother. It's a bother because it isn't controlled by circumstances. You actually have to stop and pay attention. The ego likes to project out, assess, make up its mind, and deliver what it believes is needed to be delivered to protect itself. That's the ego. It can look like a lot of different things, but that's actually what it's always doing. It's always looking out, scouting to see how to assess everything, and what am I going to do here that's going to give me something back. Now, if you would see that all, you would maybe not join it. But it's under a veil, so that you don't see this. So it runs on the emotional body mostly. It runs on the emotional body that wants to be liked. It runs on the emotional body that likes the high of being in charge, or getting its way, or winning, or proving, controlling. But none of this brings you to peace. None of this ever comes to peace or joy or harmony. This is all old. Just feel into it. How old is it? Lifetimes? At least this lifetime. But probably many lifetimes, if not hundreds. Who knows? God knows. But the insanity of the ego is to do the same things again and again and again and expect a different result. And yet, you can completely shift your world. You can completely shift out of that trance by paying attention to your intention, by asking. Imagine that you're walking along with a friend and they're talking normal stuff, and you stop and you begin to really listen to the beloved. How can you truly serve? You're listening to the beloved that you're walking with, and you're listening to the beloved, God, the voice of love, and your intention is, how can I serve in this moment? I'm here to bring love and harmony to this moment. How can I serve this moment? How can I bring healing, love to this moment? Is my leap of faith strong enough, deep enough, that I will stop and I will step back and let love lead the way? Now the ego will say, well, my friend is not going to be very happy when I step out of this conversation and I don't just yakety yak it together. The soul of humanity is right next to you walking. What voice are you listening to? Are you listening to the friend's voice of the ego, your own, which is the same, or are you listening to the voice of God and truly wanting to serve with divine, deep purpose? That's the choice of intention. At first, it's like riding a bicycle. When you first learn how to ride a bicycle, you have to really pay attention. You know, you can't just like look around, let go of the handlebars, take in the scenery. I got it. No, at first you're paying attention because it's not in your awareness yet. So you pay attention. You find the rhythm of that movement. You pay attention to the nuances. You listen for the movement of the wheels. You're paying attention. You're consciously there. You're consciously present because this is new to you. And that's the same thing in the spiritual journey. It's paying attention with your intention is new to you. When you go back to your habits, it's because the ego is saying, I'm tired of that. That was a nice little game for a couple of days. But now I just want to go back and be normal. Or I'm going to take my spiritual knowing that I've had for the last couple of days. I call it knowing because now it belongs to the ego. And I'm back in charge again. And I'm like in my habits again. Really? And then there's going to be a place where something's going to crash. And then there's going to be a surprise. Where did it go? Where did that awareness go? The awareness went with your mind. The awareness went with your intention out the window. Your awareness went into, I know, I like, I do, I want, I'm in charge. I'm the body. I like it my way. I don't want to pay attention. The ego will possibly have a temper tantrum again and again and again and again. the more that you truly want to pay attention and find your intention, the deeper and deeper and deeper the communion is with the divine. And the more and more and more that you realize that's all that you want. And you're no longer interested. I had a beloved ask me several years ago, how is it to stay in love all the time? How is that possible? And I realized in that moment that the beloved was really looking for the way. And the answer was because there's no interest in anything. There's only love. Nothing else is tempting anymore. Nothing else is interesting anymore. Nothing else is alluring. There's nothing to get. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing to gain. It's not interesting. For a while, the ego makes it seem interesting. And you get, tantalized by your knowing. But the more that you come into intention and you pay attention, the less tantalizing it is, the less allure there is, because you start to recognize, oh no, I'm not going down that road again. And there comes a time in healing where it's finally enough. I'm not even, I see it, no. But you have to be available to see it. You have to be available, you have to have stepped back enough as the observer, as the one who is willing to listen and to ask and to bring divine intention, that you begin to recognize the fool's game. The seduction of the old game, and you won't anymore be fooled by it so easily. But that takes that divine intention. It truly does. I was looking at a prayer today. Today belongs to love. Let me not fear. Today I would let all things be as God created them. And I will give your holy child the honor due his sinlessness. The love of the beloved to his beloved. Through this I am redeemed. Through this as well the truth will enter where illusions were. Light will replace all darkness, and your beloved will know he is as you created him. This is the choice in the day. When you feel this prayer, the holiness, the sacredness, that this can be your day. This can be your day. This can be from the moment you wake up in the morning. Today belongs to love. A special blessing comes to us today from God. Give this day to God, and there will be no fear today, because this is a day given unto love. But this takes intention. This day is not magically in the awareness of love by the ego. The ego doesn't magically fall away. This is a day of intention. This is a day given to love, because it is a day of love. But it has to be given to love. It has to be brought into intention. It doesn't happen while you're doing your thing as the ego identity. And at the end of the day, it isn't, well, I accomplished a lot. Did I give this day to love? No, but I accomplished a lot in the world. People were impressed. I made progress. I was in control, which is the biggest joke. Today belongs to love. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. Father, your peace is mine. What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of what you would have me keep? I cannot lose the gifts of love, and so the peace you give your child is with me, in quietness, in my own eternal love for all of humanity. Is your intention, is your attention on the love of humanity during the day? Not sometimes. At first it may be sometimes, and you have to keep coming back. But this is the practice. You know, you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you comb your hair. Is all of it done with the intention of love? Is all of it done in the offering of love? You get in the car. Is it with the intention to love? Is it with the intention to bless and to love all the way, every moment of the day? When you're with someone, is it your intention to offer love? Is it your intention to bring love to every beloved? The most amazing thing happens. The reason that it's about offering love is because you can't stay in separation when you're offering love. Now the ego would like to say, well, yeah, what about me? I'm just here offering love. It's, what about me? I have needs. But all of the perception of needs is all ego-based. It's all coming from the belief of scarcity and the belief of the lack of love. And when you offer love, real love, when you offer God, wholeness, innocence, when you're willing to see the divine, when you're willing to offer only the words of love, when you are stepping back and closing your mouth from its habits and really wanting to step back and let love lead, in that offering, you're opening to the universe of love. You're opening to the awareness that you are not this little kingdom that you've made of separation. And your heart is healing because you are in service, because you are offering love that has nothing to do with your knowing. It has nothing to do with your achievements. That's all getting. It doesn't necessarily look that. It can look the same. You can hold a beloved's hand. You can hold their hand and your mind can be saying, aren't I great? Look at all I'm giving. They're going to think I'm really great. Or I'm making big points with God of being so good. This is all the ego identity playing its game. Or you can hold the hand of a beloved and keep affirming that they are whole and complete and the divinity of God. and that you're here to open your heart and offer this in every moment. And in that offering, your heart is healing. Your awareness of the versatility of love is opening. That's the divine alchemy, is that you're opening to the awareness of beyond the identity of a separate self. And that you truly, truly want to love. Only to love. Nothing else. The prayers and teachings, they have such a divine purpose. And they are so filled with grace. They are so filled with the beauty of God. And you can take these teachings, and not only can you take these teachings, but it's really recommended that you take these teachings and you use them all day long as a springboard of remembering. The springboard of remembering. If you took this prayer, today belongs to God, let me offer only love today. If you took that as one teaching, it can be 10,000. They're all the same. It's just whatever one is yours for that day, maybe 2, maybe 3. But you're living it all day. That's your intention. You're in your schoolroom of love all day, focused on the divine teaching all day. While you're in this teaching, you're doing the dishes. While you're in this teaching, you're sweeping the floor. While you're in this teaching, you're cleaning the toilet. While you're in this teaching, you're going to the grocery store. While you're in this teaching, you're taking a walk with a friend. While you're in this teaching, you're at work from 9 to 5. It doesn't matter where you are or what it looks like on the outside. Your heart is in this divine prayer, in this divine teaching. Today is a day of love. Let me step back and let love lead the way today. Am I stepping back in this moment? Am I stepping back in this moment? Where am I right now? Am I stepping back in this moment? Is love in my consciousness right now? Am I here to serve love, or am I here to go back into habit and fill up the space with what I know and what everything is habitually familiar? Here's the key. This is the key to the door. If it's familiar, it's your ego. Until there's a tipping point. But for now, it's like, if it's familiar, it's your ego. That's it. It's really straightforward. Habits are familiar. If it's familiar, you're in the trance. Mm-hmm. For a while, you have to consciously bring yourself to awareness of attention with intention. This is the way of learning. Can you imagine if you were in your first college course? And in your first college course, I'm not listening. It's enough that I'm right here. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to pay attention. I'm just going to absorb it by being here. And keep doing and thinking. And I'm thinking and I'm wandering and I'm thinking about what I like and what am I going to have for lunch and what am I going to do and I wonder what oh gosh, look at all those people. I wonder if those are designer clothes that they're wearing. I wonder where that professor gets his hair cut. What am I thinking? Let's see. How long is this class going to be? That's your habit. That's your familiar. It takes focus. It takes intention and attention to be in that schoolroom. It takes focus on what you truly want. If the divine is standing in front of you, offering you love, are you focused? Or is your mind wandering to whatever? Keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. But it has to be recognized that it's about an attention and an intention. These teachings, it doesn't matter where they come from, they aren't going to be with you all day unless you bring them with you all day and put them in the primary position of the purpose of your day. And it's not about, hey everybody, look what my purpose is today. It's the quietness of your life. It's recognizing what your purpose is for today and every day. And not just during the daytime, but in the evening and all the way through sleep. Heal me as I sleep. Give me lessons while I'm sleeping. Let every dream be a dream of learning. Let me be consciously aware of the deep teachings that are available while I'm in the sleep state. I want to remember. And I want to take every sacred teaching and use it in every day, whichever is most helpful in the moment, and I want to live that teaching in that day. This is the call to love. There is a way of being in the world. This is a teaching that comes from Jesus. There's a way of being in the world where others still see you as normal. And yet, your connection is to the divine and the offering of love. You still walk in the world in what looks like a normal way, but your intention in every moment is to bring love. Your intention is to remember love in the moment and to gaze on the divine. And to only ask questions that are most helpful, to not fill the space with other purposes, but to really question, what is this for? What is the real intention here? Am I here to offer love, or am I here to offer and get something because I believe something is missing? Because that missing part that you keep trying to get from the outside is the distraction that keeps you from going within and finding the source of love that's already within you. When you try to seek and get from the outside, either through making others like you or doing things for others with the intention of them being obligated to you, or making points, or whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. It's a distraction. It keeps you mesmerized in believing that something on the outside is going to be rewarding, when it's to come here and meet the beloved and then offer that beloved to every beloved. And to want to see nothing else, and to recognize there are no needs that are going to be met from the outside. Only love. Offering love. It's a call to love that is the purpose of the world, the purpose of humanity, the purpose of being here incarnated within the body. There's a beloved who wrote a question. My question is this: if a group of beloveds are gathered together to hold the vibration of the holy teachings, and there is disharmony in the group, such as blaming, holding others as less than, finding fault, defending against each other, and so on, would it not be impossible for this group to hold the teachings, which then could not grow and flourish? If it depended on the group, no one would ever wake up. Is it helpful when beloveds join each other? Absolutely. Absolutely, it's helpful. But in the beautiful teaching, whoever is sanest is called to remember love. That is the call. One beloved. When and who is seeing the others as out of sync? Who is the one that is seeing others as blaming and holding others as less than, finding fault, defending against another? The temptation of the ego is, well, they're doing it, so I should too. Here's the tricky part, is when you see someone else as finding fault, it's because you have an opinion and you're finding fault. It's never anything outside yourself. If you are aware of disharmony, then that is a call to love, to bring harmony. Not to find the culprit, not to find the problem, but to affirm the harmony, and that only harmony is true. This is the healing of humanity. Every beloved who's awakened while walking in the belief of separation had to ignore the beliefs of the ego that were floating around, and to affirm and to hold the truth of love. Not in battle, and not in wanting to fix anyone, but in wanting to see the beloved through the illusion of disharmony, through the illusion of a problem, the cry for help. The cry for help is the beloved who is able to recognize the cry for help and to see the divine that is truly present. That is what relationships are all for. All relationship, whether it's a group who have agreed to hold the harmony of truth, well, within a group that is agreed to hold the harmony of truth and who are not yet awake, all the beloveds are going to come in and out of that divine truth until they really wake up. So who's to judge what? It's to keep coming back and holding the truth and offering love, offering love, offering love. The whole teaching of Jesus and many masters who came for the same teaching, but Jesus' teaching of the crucifixion was, you can run around like chickens in fear, and you can believe that you are condemning me, but the divine truth is the divine truth, that there is no condemnation, that there is no one to condemn, and there is no then one who can condemn. There is no one condemning. And to be able to see and hold and offer that love with everyone that you're with and everyone that you think about and everyone that you join in any way, to bring that divine intention of harmony and peace to every beloved. And that there's nothing else. Is the group held in harmony? It is held in harmony if there is one beloved who is holding that harmony. The ego would like to say, well, why should I be the one that has to hold it when everybody else is horrible? The moment the ego decides, why should I be the one? It is totally the ego that is in charge. The call to love makes no demands on anyone. The call to love offers love without reservation and without expectations of outcome. It's a tricky thing to offer love and not have an expectation of outcome. Well, they should be nicer. I was nice. I offered love. Why aren't they nice back? If someone is not nice back, it's because you're seeing through the judgment of limitation. Are you seeing the divine? This is the teaching of the crucifixion. Are you seeing the divine? Are you seeing the wholeness of God? Are you willing to see the wholeness of God? Are you willing to offer love instead of what you know from the past? There was a beautiful teaching which every master shares. It says, how many lifetimes are you going to spend paying attention to what others are doing instead of coming inside and finding love and expressing love and offering love? How many lifetimes, how many years? The way home of remembering is through the intention that has to be paid attention to. Today is a day of love. Am I offering love in this moment? Am I present? Am I choosing love? Is this my schoolroom of love? Am I aware that it's my schoolroom of love? Am I here for a holy purpose? Am I here to remember? Or to just go back to business as usual? Holy, holy, holy. The divine truth of holy love is my intention in this day. Holy, holy, holy. I have no other purpose. Are you walking through the door when you come home with holiness singing in your heart? Are you leaving in the morning with holiness singing in your heart? Or are you determined to be on time? Or are you determined to be efficient? Are you determined to be in control? Or are you singing in your heart the holiness of God and wanting to offer that love with every beloved? It's a choice. It's intention. It's a powerful awareness to recognize that if you are not saying yes, you are saying no. If you are not with purposeful intention, you are choosing the ego identity. This is not a condemnation. It's to bring this into awareness so that you are not so easily transfixed by your habits, by your everyday life as you have known it to be. But that you truly want to bring holy intention into the moment, into your day, into your purpose of being in the world. It's sometimes easy to find holy intention while you're in meditation or you're in prayer. But it's to bring that holy intention into your everyday life, because it's your everyday life that you're living. To manifest, this is a day of love. This is a holy day of love. And to manifest that in the world is the healing of your heart. It's the healing of your life. Sacred teachings, sacred prayers have no helpfulness if you just use them as theory. It's to bring them into your life and live. This day is a day of love. Am I in love in this moment? Am I at peace? Am I in harmony? What is my intention with what I'm saying? What is my intention with the thoughts that I have? And am I listening and being led in this moment? Am I willing to be led? Show me the way. This is a day of love. So in this day of love, finding your intention in this moment, the intention to be aware, awake, available, questioning, present, to serve love, and to carefully pay attention to the words that are spoken, the thoughts that are expressed, even when they're not expressed through words. Every thought goes out into the universe. Is it a thought of love? Is it a thought of harmony, peace, joy, a thought of God? Or is it habit? Yes to love. As we close, affirming love, affirming harmony and peace and joy, affirming abundance in all forms, and letting that expression of love, of generosity, of healing be expressed in all ways, eternally one.